Okay, so since the time has started. Okay, so let's just start the meeting because Toastmaster Rusa will not be available. So I'm the acting president. So there will be more acting and less presidency that you'll see from my side. So, okay. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning, or sorry, good noon to all of you. Uh, and by the time I've said this, the noon has passed because noon technically lasts for 1 microsecond. After that, it's afternoon. So yeah, it's afternoon. So thank you all for joining us on this pleasant Ramadan afternoon. And thank you for joining Karachi Toastmasters Club's meeting. Uh, Before we start, as is customary for those who are new here, a little bit of a brief introduction about Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a worldwide educational program. It's a worldwide organization headquartered in Colorado, USA. It has more than 17,000 clubs around the world, and more than 350,000 members right now. Although that may be at this point quite optimistic, but they don't really disclose the figures month to month, so we have to go by what they have said to us. So, with the primary purpose of Toastmasters is to enhance the communication and leadership skills of its members. There are two unique things about Toastmasters. The first is that it follows a standardized worldwide curriculum called Pathways, which is the same in every country, every city, every club. And the second is that besides communication and leadership skills, it makes you better at everything that you do because you are connected to a worldwide community and you're connected to people who join Toastmasters pretending to be the best person on the planet. And a few months later, they find out that they're actually becoming that person. So that is the magic of Toastmasters, and that has been my personal experience. So with that, we have a few guests today, and I would very much love them to introduce themselves. So we have our guest, Mr. Tawfiq Tajuddin. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much. My name is Tawfiq Tajuddin. Uh, I am 25 and academically I'm an chemical engineering from NED University. Uh, I have graduated back in 2018, and since then I'm working as a operations engineer in Engro Wopac Terminal Limited. As far as my leisure activities are concerned, I like reading, and most of the time I like listening to the music and gazing at the stars at my balcony. That's all.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I can already sense a blockbuster icebreaker in there. Thank you so much. We have another guest, Wase Ahmed. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Wasim Siddiqui. I am a CA aspirant, currently doing the second module, and I am here to learn about and to do effective communication skills. To learn about that. Right. Thank you. That's it.
You're on mute.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Wase Ahmed. We have another guest, Jawad Ahmed Sumro. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Ji,
Sir,
Mr. Jawad, please. Yeah.
Jawad Ahmed Sumro from Matli district, Badin, interior Sindh, Pakistan. So just मैंने
Okay.
अभी ज्वाइन किया है, कुछ मुझे रूल्स का और इसका कुछ मुझे पता नहीं है, तो
कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं है। आपको किस तरह पता चला मीटिंग के लिंक का और हमारे क्लब का?
एक्चुअली मेरे बहुत अच्छे मेंटोर हैं मिस्टर गुलाम नबी सुमरो साहब, तो उन्होंने मुझे इनवाइट किया था और मैं बहुत
ओके,
इंटरेस्टेड होता हूँ इन पॉजिटिव एक्टिविटीज में, तो
राइट
इस तरह।
राइट। तो आप आई थिंक हैदराबाद वाले ग्रुप का भी पार्ट है?
जी जी।
Okay, so that's great. So everyone, please welcome Mr. Jawad Ahmed Sumro. He is one of the prospective members of one day soon to be inshallah Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. We've already gotten around 15 interested members, and very shortly we'll complete the magic number. So everyone, please welcome Mr. Sumro. And I hope, Mr. Sumro, you enjoy the meeting, and it will also uh, encourage you even more to actually uh,
इंशाल्लाह।
accelerate the founding of the club. We have Ajiz Sayal. So, Mr. Ajiz, would you like to introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum and thank you for everyone. My name is Ajishan Syal. I belong to a small town, Dor, which is located in Maharashtra. I am studying in University of St. Jamshedpur Department of Anthropology and Archaeology. I am doing my education, and I found this platform. I like to develop my skills. And I trying to take. I develop my skills in this platform.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajiz, and soon to be Toastmaster Ajiz, inshallah. So, with that, just a little bit of a heads up. Uh, in a short while we will have okay, we are starting the business section of the meeting right now. The ordinary business section will be brief, and it's all about just recapping the results of the last meeting. So last meeting was held exactly 1 week ago this time, and Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali won the Best Speaker Award. Best Table Topics Award were won by our newest member, Toastmaster Uzma Faruqi. Critics' Choice Best Speaker was won by Toastmaster Ali Sharanjam. Best Facilitator Award was won by Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Best Evaluator, be myself. Best Big Four Award was won by Toastmaster Noreen Fatma. So we had a very interesting theme centered around the environment last week. And other than that, there have been no and developments that require approval from the members of this club. The XCOM did not take any decisions during the week. Just another heads up, as you must have seen or heard, our annual conference called ParkTech 2021 is coming up. It's on May 21, 22, and 23. The first session will be on May 21 evening. The second will be May 22nd afternoon, and the third will be again May 23rd evening. So everyone, you'll also get a personalized invitation, inshallah, today. But mark these dates in your calendars and schedules, and make sure that you not only invite your friends, your family, but also anyone you know. We encourage participation of non-Toastmasters in the annual conference as well. And I'm so uh, proud to say that amongst this gathering today, we have Toastmaster Noreen Fatma, we have Toastmaster Sashweb, Toastmaster Latif, Toastmaster Azhar Khan, and yeah, right now, apologies if I missed something, but these are a few people that are part of the team that is busy arranging the park tag. So there will be another announcement that will be done by the chairperson of the nomination committee, Toastmaster Hina, as soon as she joins. And also please note Toastmaster of the day. As soon as she joins, we will give her a flow for a few seconds so that she will explain the election procedure to elect the next executive committee of Karachi Toastmasters Club. So with that, I hand over the charge now to our Toastmaster of the day, who is an eloquent speaker. I know we say eloquent for everyone. And yes, everybody tends to be eloquent at Karachi Toastmasters Club. But there's an X factor about this person, that about the passion and the sincerity and the poetic quality that he brings to every speech. He is also a very diligent member of the executive committee. He's always there, and he's very active, sometimes behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the camera. And what stands out about him is that he brings his line of work, which is social research, into everything he does, and thus I can safely say that ever since we know him, we are a much richer and more intellectually aware people thanks to his presence. So with that, I hand over the floor to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ali Asher Anjum. Over to you, Toastmaster Ali.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Talab and Hamid. I must say that your words are very good and overwhelming. So, as you all know, the theme of the day is dream. We all have dreams, and sometimes a dream can uh, be a series of thoughts, imaginations, and and consequences that we experience in our life uh, 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 during our sleeps. But dreams also means hopes, ambitions. We all have dreams. That I have a dream to be an eloquent speaker. I have a dream to be an author. I have a dream to be a best person in the world. And day before tomorrow, day before yesterday, I was sleeping and I have a dream. And then just I text to DP and that okay, the theme of the day should be dream. What was that dream? I have a dream. I have a dream to fly. I have a dream where no one cries. All the wars and conflicts should be ceased. I have a dream for the global peace. Tired of material and the human vibe, I have a dream for a life of child. That was my dream. That as we grew up in a life, we lost our innocence, and 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 that's why I, whenever I want to refresh myself, I just look at my niece, who is carefree, and that is a real freedom. And I have a dream for that life in this globe where people are fighting with each other. So, what's your dream? We all have dreams, and that dream actually is a fuel for our life that push us, that push us to do things. We all are here fasting in at the noon on Sunday in front of our computer screen. I think for a dream of the Toastmaster, for a dream to be an eloquent speaker, for a dream that we all have. So, so without further ado, let uh, me, uh, me describe the flow of this meeting. This meeting is it have three segments. first segment is of table topic, then we have prepared speeches, and then we have general evaluation. And throughout the meeting, then we have some facilitators that are going to facilitate us, and let me invite the role holders. Our first facilitator is Remedian, and that is my mentor, Toastmaster Sayyid Umar Hayat. So over to you, Toastmaster Umar Hayat. Please describe the role of Remedian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Asher. As grammarian, my role is to note down the incorrect uses of grammar and language, and I will be presenting these in a report along with my suggestions at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umar Hayat, and I must agree that next we have the R counter and also the timer, distinguished Toastmaster Bala bin Hamid.
No, actually, these are two different talabs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your role? Please describe.
So my role is timer, and everything in a Toastmasters meeting, including the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations are timed. Most of the time, prepared speeches are 5 to 7 minutes, but not at KTC. There are all sorts of weird times in KTC meetings. So the rule of thumb is that the starting time of the qualification time of a speech, I'll show the green card. The middle time, I'll show the yellow card, and the maximum time, I'll show the red card. When you see red, meaning when you see that card, you have 30 seconds to wind up your speech. Similarly, for table topics, so for example, if it's 5 to 7 minutes, then I will show green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. For table topics, I'll show green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 1 minute at 2 minutes. And for evaluations, green at 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes yellow, and red at 3 minutes. Every time you see the red card, it means that you have 30 seconds to wind up the speech or the presentation. Otherwise, you'll be disqualified from voting. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Now it's time for the second Talha, and he is the vote counter. I guess he is Toastmaster Mohammed Talha.
No, actually, he's the R counter. I'm the
Okay.
vote counter.
Okay. So
Thank you, TM Ali Asharanju. So my name is Mohammed Talha, and I will be facilitating as R counter in today's table topics. Thank you.
thank you so much, Toastmaster Talha. Now we have okay, a vote counter is distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much once again, everyone. So I will be the vote counter for today. At 4 different times in the meeting, you'll be shown a poll for the best speaker, for the best evaluator, for the best table topic speaker, and for the best big 4. At all these times, you'll be asked to vote. And as a vote counter, I cannot vote unless there's a tie. And of course, I'll need to take into account whether every speaker has qualified or not. And that is why I'm also the timer. So once again, over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster. Now let me invite again my mentor, Toastmaster Sayyid Umar Hayat, for the word of the day, because he is also the word master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. The word of the day is intriguing. Intriguing means arousing curiosity or fascination, or fascinating. An example of its usage is that was really intriguing book, or the most intriguing thing about that person was that he had purple face. So intriguing is anything that's interesting or arouses interest. Uh, please try to use this word as much as possible in this meeting. I will be noting down all of the usage of this word and presenting it as a report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Omar Hayat. Now we have a dedicated Toastmaster for a very unique role. Our listener is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Can we have Toastmaster Hiba?
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, as the listener, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would be making note of all the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker during the table topic session, during the prepared speeches and the overall session. And at the end of the session, I would be calling out those words and phrases, and the audience will have to guess it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tala. Now it's time for the joke, and for that we have our joke master, Toastmaster Faya Akhtar.
Actually, she is not here. So maybe Toastmaster Hiba, if you have a joke ready, as always.
I have some previous jokes in my hand notebook. I just say I got my daughter a fridge for her birthday. I can't wait to see her face light up. And once my dog ate all the Scrabble tiles, he kept leaving little messages around the house. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Indeed, you are very proactive in taking roles, and within an instant you just took up the role and nailed it. Totally. So as we are done with the introduction of our all the roles, now let's proceed towards the first segment of the meeting, and that is table topic session. Table topic session is a proper speeches in which any one of us would be called by the table topic master, and he's going to give us a topic, and we have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. And I must say that it is not easy to speak on a random topic. So for today, our table topic master is a very talented, and I must say a very energetic and combined with the sophistication and in his delivery. So we have our very talented Toastmaster, and he is none other than Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. So let's see. So over to you, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. Toastmaster
Naveed, you are on mute.
not audible. Please unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, one of the most exciting portion of the Toastmaster meeting is the table topic sessions. The main objective is to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills or to think on their feet. We also want to give every member the opportunity to speak at each meeting. And most importantly, table topic sessions are designed to enhance communication skills with respect to listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So I will be asking questions that are not related only to the themes that we have today. And as earlier mentioned, that we have 1 to 2 minutes of time to basically respond to those topics. So I'll try to keep it as interesting as possible. If I can be given, I need to share the screen if possible. Can someone give me the control?
Okay, just hold on.
Right. So the first one is will be our Toastmaster, who is whom I have seen after quite a lot of meetings. TM Umar. Umar, are you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Good. So Umar, let's pretend that you are a salesman today, right? And salesman as well as a model appearing on TV and selling a tissue box. So you can pretend any name, you can give it any type, whatever you want. But it should be like that at the end of your speech, I should be able to buy something, at least 2-3 dozens of those boxes.
Thank you, Able Topic Master. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm here to present to you a product that is unlike any other product that you have seen. This is Luxury 3 Tissues. Now you may ask, what's the best thing about our tissues? First of all, they have 4 plies. Usually, you can see on the market only a 2-ply tissue. Some people are so stingy, they even break it apart into 1-ply. But this is a 4-ply tissue. It is softer and anything you can use for whatever purpose you might want to. And I guarantee you that it would always clean really well. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, especially at this time when our health concerns are paramount, I can guarantee you this is the most intriguing tissue you can find on the market. And it costs a very low 100 rupees a box. And I encourage all of you to buy it as much as possible. Thank you.
That's good, TM Umar. So at least I'll be able to buy at least 1 box. So the next topic is not dreaming, but going back in time. And I would like to invite, so who should be the one? TM Wajahat.
Yes, I am here.
So it's long that I have seen you, TM Wajahat.
Yeah, very sorry about that.
Not at all. You are giving a topic today, so it's basically, it will show whether you are sorry or you are happy. So, so
Suppose you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the age of 10. What advice you would give yourself?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are very clear.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, to providing me the opportunity. And it's a really nice question to me that at the age of 10, when I was at the age of 10, in our locality, in our society, we are having most of the people in Pakistan, they are having negative thought process. And if I would be at the age of 10, I will definitely, first of all, I will make myself understand that I need to find out that specific gathering who has got the positive thought process and who are thinking on the basis of their dreams, who are having their future plans. Because right now, whatever the paucity, whatever the adversity we are being faced, just because of that, because in the age in the age of 7 to 14, the most of the people has got the very powerful subconscious mind, and they has got the extreme absorbency to understand whatever they are just observing in the society. They understand and feed in their mind. So this is the golden age is between 7 to 10, 7 to 14. So I will definitely make myself to adopt the gathering of those kind of people who are very positive, who are very focused, and they definitely enlighten their self in multiple type of topics. And I will make myself more and more obedient to my parents, because they always give me the best advice. And there are many things like whatever the things, whatever the problems I am facing now, just because of that I've got not a very good childhood era. But if I would be having a very good childhood era, so definitely there are a lot of things I want to make myself understand. Most of the time we just learn these things in the NLP as well, that if you have got any previous personality with you, so definitely you go into the dreaming and just try to make them understand that what kind of positive step they must take to make their future better. Thank you very much.
Good one. Good one, TM Ajahat. Positivity, good gathering. Very, it was a very beautifully delivered, impromptu. Right. So then I would like to call DTM Shahrukh. DTM Shahrukh, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Thanks. So, okay. So you have a in competition to Umar, you have to sell a cooking range on a TV and do it like a model.
Can you please repeat the topic? There was some connection problem with my
Right.
internet.
Right. So DTM Shahrukh, there is a cooking range, right? An Italian cooking range,
Okay.
which you have to sell on TV screen like a model.
Okay. Thank you, table topic master and fellow Toastmasters. Well, today what I have with myself is a cooking range, and it is an Italian cooking range. And obviously, when I'm saying cooking, it is very obvious that it is for the purpose of cooking. And the best thing that I can say about this cooking range is that it is for the novice, beginners, or a person like me who is totally illiterate when it comes to cooking food. So if a guy like me can cook and use it, I'm pretty much sure any of you can use it at very ease. Next, what is so important about this cooking range that I have always found myself exploring. At least I used to be fond of traveling, exploring, Italian cuisine, they are a mystery to us Pakistanis. And if we want to try those, I am sure that this cooking range is going to be the perfect tool for you guys who love exploring like me, who love trying new cuisines, especially Italian cuisines like me. So this is the thing for you. And I should also add one more thing that all who are interested in buying this cooking range, call within the next 10 minutes, will get 20% discount. And not only that, as I know that the lockdown is very near, so no worries. Delivery is going to be made at your doorstep, and besides, we all are going to be cooked up inside our house. So what else we can do when we are cooked inside our house to cook a good food, enjoy with the family members, or at least we can give uh, or at least we can make the best of whatever time we have while we are inside our home. So back to you, table topic master. I hope you are going to place your order very soon.
Oh, I'm
Looking
sold.
forward to your phone call.
You are getting an order.
Please book one for me as well.
Wow.
Booked. Noted.
Right. So who's next? Right. So can anyone I can't see the name. Sorry. So I just want you to look this picture. It's a picture which I have taken from today's dawn. And it is a picture wherein a lot of people are riding on a very small vehicle, and it basically says riding a pandemic. So that's the only reason to share to do it in this way, because I need to show this picture. I'll now stop sharing it, and I will pick now someone to basically. Okay, Kareem Meghani. So we are in the midst of a very cruel pandemic, and with India bleeding, and Pakistan is on its toes. So what do you think about what you have seen in the picture? This is a picture from today's dawn.
Fellow Toastmasters and table topic master. When I saw this picture, I see the chaos, what is going on right now in globally. And for honestly witnessing the whole last 2 years of this pandemic, 1.5 years, I seen an ignorance face also. We were being prepared for this situation. We know that the situation can come, but our leaders, we were not able to contribute that we can avoid this situation. We as a person, we failed after seeing that chaos. We are seeing people dying on street like zombies. The other day I was talking to my son. I was saying that when I seen this news, I seen that I'm watching a zombie movie, that people are dying on the street one by one. Who is responsible for this chaos? We can blame our governments, we can blame our government, our authorities, but we should blame ourselves also. We've been told that we have to take care of this situation, and it's sad. It's a chaos, but in the end, we can pray and we can do whatever we can from our side. Whatever we can do for people who are in need, how to assist them, how to avoid this chaotic situation, how to come out from this pandemic. And humans have potential. We came out from this situation a lot in the past. We've seen worse situation than this in the past. This is not new for the human civilization. We can come out from this. The important thing is the human life, and everybody can participate and everybody can contribute. Let's work together and let's find a way to take care that we will not have many precious life will be lost in this pandemic. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Kareem. Very passionate. Good one. So, Uzma Faruqi, the winner. Imagine if you fly any city of the world in a hot air balloon. What that city would be and why?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Well, to tell you the truth, I've always been been intrigued by a hot air balloon, and this has always been my uh, uh, to do things. It's one of my to do things to ride a hot air balloon. So it goes back to when I was small, and I once saw a hot air balloon in a movie, and since then I had this dream of riding it once. So a year back, I went to Turkey and I had this plan to ride a hot air balloon in Cappadocia. But since I was accompanied by two kids, and kids were not allowed, so my dream could not be fulfilled. And at the end of the day, when we were completing our tour, I told my husband that next time around I'm coming to Turkey and I'm coming alone, and you have to take care of the kids back at home. And he was like that, I have similar plans. So if I get the chance to ride hot air balloon over some city, I would do it over Cappadocia, yes, because I think I've heard a lot about how beautiful it looks from up in the sky. So I would love to get that opportunity to ride a hot air balloon over Cappadocia and fulfill that dream, inshallah, soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cappadocia at the tourist season looks like that there are balloons on the sky and nothing else. So thank you very much. Now, okay, so which guest we have not covered, right? Right. So Tawfiq Tajuddin, is it possible for you to switch on your video, please? Good. So Tawfiq, I have a topic for you, right? Suppose you are an archaeologist and the year is 2525 and you find very interesting thing that was used in 2010. What it could be? Could be anything, right? If you would like to explain. You are sitting in year 2025 and you find something that is used in 2010.
2010.
Or say 2020, say 2021.
I think the thing that I can think of right now, probably the thing that is almost to the extinction is the keypad phones. By 2015, I think the keypad phones will be no more. Everything would be more or less touch screen based. Obviously, we are moving towards a time when once we dream of that the television or computer screens are touch screen based, but slowly with the time we move from the mobile phones, then we started to get the tablets, and eventually we have this TV and televisions and other stuffs. Eventually we are getting the ACs and everything from the touch screen base. So eventually I think by the time 2015 we will get extinction feeling for this keypad phone, unless and until the old guys, actually the senior ones, they are used to of the keypad phones, they will kept it as antique piece. Otherwise we will not be eventually seeing this touch so keypad phones. That is the thing that I think will be extinct by 2050. Thanks.
Right. So thank you very much. Keypad phone. So keypad phone is nearly instinct. It started in 2003, 4, and in 2021. So in 2025, I think most of the Androids will also be like, these guys are using these big device. So I don't know what will what will go. There is a chip on our nail, probably, and they will say, oh, the whole nail.
Maybe a
Those
glasses
poor
or
people,
something.
yeah, those poor people use the whole nail. So that's it. Over to you, to tabletop. Sorry, before handing over to tabletop Toastmaster of the day, can I ask the timer if everyone qualifies?
Yes, unfortunately, everyone qualified.
Good. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, as the voting proceeding is on stage, so let me proceed the meeting towards the next segment. Our next segment is of prepared speech segment, in which today we have 6 speakers who are going to deliver their projects from the pathways of Toastmaster International, and 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 their time is usually between 5 to 7 minutes, until or unless there are special projects it's which consume more time, like 10 to 12 minutes or 18 to 22 minutes. So let's move towards our first speaker. Our first speaker is a seasoned Toastmaster. But before I introduced him, I must say that it's easy to have a dream. It's hard to initiate into it action, and it's harder to sustain it. Today, our speaker is a person who is sustaining the legacy of Toastmaster for the for last 20 years. He is converting the dream into an action, and 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 it is a privilege for all of us to listen the prepared speech of distinguished Toastmaster Samir uh, uh, Hamid Dodi, and his evaluator is Toastmaster. Oh, wait a minute. His evaluator is uh, 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 DDM Tala, who is the evaluator of distinguished Toastmaster.
Yeah, Toastmaster Umar Hayat. He's the evaluator.
So I would like to invite Toastmaster Omar Hayat to please describe the project of distinguished Toastmaster Samir Hamid Dodi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. PTM Samir is presenting a speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery. It's a level 2, project 2, effective body language. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. The title of this speech is Moving On. The time of this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Best of luck, ATM's Amir.
Toastmaster Samir, let go of your arms. Toastmaster Samir, please uncross your arms. Fellow Toastmasters, these were the words I used to hear all the time when I first started. And the reason being because I was so nervous. I used to cross my arms to protect myself from the audience. I used to hunch my shoulder and actually lean back. But eventually I got over my nervousness. However, being a nerd, I decided to do some research and I started reading books on body language. And one of the books I read was a very interesting book by the guru of body language, Alan Peace. He had a very fascinating point on the use of palms, how you use your palms in speeches. He said that if you use your palms properly, the audience will react to you in a much better manner. They did an experiment, and the experiment was that they had the same speaker, they had the same speech, but they had 3 different audiences. For the first audience, the speaker used the palm up gestures. Like he used to say, you, the audience, please look at this proposal, and so on. For the second audience, they had the palm down gesture. You, the audience, look at this proposal. And for the third set of people, the same speaker had the finger. You, the audience, look at this proposal. The words were the same, the speaker was the same, but when they did a survey afterwards, they found that the person using the palm up gesture was perceived as much more friendlier, much nicer, and the audience had a 40% more recognition, like they remembered 40% more of what the person was saying. While the people using the palm down gesture and the finger pointing gesture, the same speaker, they found the speaker to be arrogant, to be, some kind of a boss of mine, I don't like him, just by changing the gestures. However, again, this depends because here the person was trying to sell a proposal to them. Imagine that there is a fire in the building and you want to assert your authority, then you may want to point to the person, you 3, go and open the door. The rest of you, just stay there, move back. So again, that makes a big difference on the situation. But if you want an audience to listen to you, to kind of, listen to your ideas, then the palm up gesture is usually the better one. Another thing he made was steepling. Like in Toastmasters, we say, well, don't ring your fingers when you're holding your hands. Don't, kind of hold your fingers, steeple. And again, the reason being that when people steeple, the audience perceives them to be much more confident, much more knowledgeable, even though they may not be knowledgeable. But it's the gestures that matter, perception that matters. Now, of course, one of the things you have to remember is that gestures need to be used sensibly. You cannot just parrot gestures. I was at a seminar a few years ago, and it was very interesting because, of course, the trainer, being a trainer, he had very expansive gestures. He used to throw his arms out all the time. But then he also used a certain phrase after every 10 minutes that let us draw on our collective wisdom. The first time it was fine, the second time it was okay, but after the 10th time he threw his arms out and said collective wisdom. I wanted to go to the stage, grab hold of him and said, stop saying collective wisdom, stop it, stop it. So whenever you use gestures, be sensible about it. Don't just parrot them. One of the things I find somewhat difficult is that many of the gestures and much of the research on gesturing and body language is done in American universities, and usually they use college students. Now, that is, of course, fine, but an American may have different body language, may have different responses from other cultures. Of course, there are some gestures that are absolutely and totally universal, like if you take a fist and go to somebody, they know it's aggression. But that is one of the few gestures. Many of the other gestures can be quite different. Like I've traveled in Europe and I find it fascinating that when I've gone to Italy, the people use the fingers, the arms, the whole body moves when they're talking, just one person to another. But if you go to Germany, they stand rigidly, they do not move that much. And if you try to move your hands in the face, they get very nervous, they don't like it at all. Another example would be perhaps a business person from Japan and USA. In Japan, a businessman, if he's listening to the other side, keeps on smiling and they nod their head. The point is that they're not nodding their head because they're agreeing with them. They are nodding their head because in their culture, it is polite to smile. And by nodding their head, they're saying, I'm listening to what you're saying. And this has left to many misunderstandings because the Americans think that, hey, he's agreed with me. It's a done deal. And later on, they find it's not a done deal. So again, cultural differences. And even if you come to the Indo-Pak continent, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, most of you don't know, but we have a very peculiar gesture. Like when we enjoy something, we might rock a head. We enjoy it. But if you do it elsewhere, people, what was all that about? Because they're not used to that gesture. So whatever you do, use your brains. Imagine that you're in a corporate setting. You're explaining something to your boss. You're not going to jump up and, yeah, we won, we did it, and you start, moving around. Now that might work perfectly well in a Toastmasters international speech contest because people are expecting that. But if you do that in your corporate sector, your boss might say, okay, when is the last time this guy went to a doctor? What's wrong with him? So yes, by all means use gestures, but most of all, use the biggest muscle in your body. Well, not quite the biggest muscle, but the most important thing in your body, your brain. Toastmaster, over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster. I must say it was an amazing speech and we all enjoyed it a lot. And it was also informational and very pertinent to all of us. It's that how to use our body language. Now let's move towards our next speaker. He's an intelligent speaker, an eloquent speaker, and a research analyst as a profession. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Noreen Fatma, and she is going to be evaluated by, again, distinguished Toastmaster Samir Hamid. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Today, Toastmaster Noreen Fatma will be doing her speech, Prepare for an Interview. The purpose statement is that the purpose of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to present herself well in an interview. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Noreen Fatma.
For the knowledge of the audience, this will be a role play where I'm taking an interview of TM Noreen. So let's start. Good afternoon, TM Noreen. Welcome to this company. And I would like to know how was your trip to my office?
Thank you so much, Mr. HR Manager, for inviting me for this interview. It's an enlightening experience for me to become part of this interview session.
Great. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and then we'll move ahead? Just be relaxed, calm.
My name is Noreen Fatima. I have done MPhil in Environmental Economics from Pakistan Institute of Development Economics. After that, I have served in different environmental organizations, including WWF, Worldwide Fund for Nature, KK2CNR, which is an Italian-based organization which works on mountain-based ecosystem. And from the past 2 years, I am serving in a Navy think tank, which works on the maritime circle of maritime domain of Pakistan, which is known as National Maritime Affairs. And in this organization, I'm serving on different sectors of maritime sector, including maritime tourism, shipbuilding industry, and currently I'm working on Gwadar Port, which is considered to be the trade hub in upcoming years, which is the mega project under CPAC. Apart from that, I have different publications at international level and as well as national level in different journals, HEC recognized journals, and I also write some op-ed in different renowned newspapers of Pakistan. That's all.
You are a tough professional. How about I was reviewing your resume? I did not find any hobbies. Do you have any time for yourself after or beyond work, for weekends?
Yes, I love, I'm a foodie person. I love to try different cuisines. And when I have some time, I used to try new recipes and try to cook. And apart from that, I love traveling. I love to travel to new places and to explore the culture of their places and try to check their food as well. And last but not least, I love reading because it gives me power, it gives me knowledge, and it helps me in improving my skills.
Great utilization of your free time also. Where did you hear about this job? I would like to know.
Actually, I shared my resume with different research consultants in the market, and they recommended me to forward my resume to this organization, which works on normally social sector and different environment sector of Pakistan. That's why I came to know, and that's why I applied to this job.
Are you stressed? Can I have an answer? Are you stressed?
No, I'm not in stress.
Then tell me, how do you deal with if there is any stressful situations?
Stress is a situation which we cannot totally ignore it, but the way I normally apply 3 to 4 steps in managing my stress situation. The first one is to avoid. If you can avoid that situation, that's the first or best strategy. The second one is to alter that situation by giving feedback to that person or you can alter that situation. And the third one is to adapt yourself to that very situation by adjusting yourself. And the last but not least is to accept it, and you have to live with it. That's stress condition.
Great. Noreen, now this project of which I'm going to hire you for, or what we are looking at for, it is not only one person, it has a lot of people who you will be working with. May I know what's your management style, if you can?
Management style varies from situation to situation, and I apply different styles of management, and on the basis of the situation which I encounter. In some situations, I need to apply democratic style, in which I need to have feedback and I research ideas of my team as well. But there are some points, and so there are some situations where I have to be authoritative, in which I have more knowledge or on the basis of my experience, and we have close deadlines. In those situations, I try authoritative style in order to meet our deadlines for the welfare of not my team, but also for the organization.
That's somewhere what we are looking at. How about if you find your opponent or someone working with you also an authoritative person? Will you would like to change your style, or you will be more into on your wishes or your style of way?
I think at that point, I'll apply democratic style. I will listen to his point of view or his ideas, and then we'll find a middle way in which I think we can find a desired outcome, which will be beneficial both for me and him or her, and for the organization as well.
Now, I would like to know why you want to leave your last job.
As researchers, we are always intrigued by different research ideas or research topics. Especially, we have to actually equip ourselves, and we have to equip our research skills with more different ideas and innovative skills we need to learn. And I am working with the organization in a maritime circle for more than 2 years now. I want to switch an organization and to learn. And actually the situation, the post which have been the post which I am applying for it is a higher post, and I want to now serve at higher posts and to learn and to actually this is the sector which have the post which I have applied for. That sector is environment, and the sector and environment sector is very close to my heart. That's why I want to serve in this organization on that very post.
Great, great. One last question. Where do you see yourself in next 5 years?
Although certain, but in upcoming 5 years, I see myself would be running an independent research think tank in which I will be empowering youth researchers, young researchers of Pakistan, to giving them opportunity so that they will contribute in policy
Great.
and governance sector of Pakistan.
I got the idea. Thank you very much, TM Noreen, and I will stay in touch with our HR management team, and I'll get back to you for this. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, TM Latif and Toastmaster Noreen, for the wonderful display of your roles. And now let's move towards our next speaker. And our next speaker is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. And I must say, 20 years back, it was just a dream that we are having a meeting with the people living abroad, but now it is a reality. So to evaluate Toastmaster Latif, we have another guy from abroad, and he is very eloquent speaker, and he is Toastmaster Karim Meghani. So over to you, Toastmaster Karim Meghani. Please describe the role project of TM Latif.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So today we will be listening and witnessing one of the finest speakers in this club. I really admire his speech and learn a lot from him. So TM Latif Mansoor Ali will be speaking about presentation mastery level 5 elective, prepare to speak professionally. His speech subject is If I Can, You Too Can. And his speech length will be 18 to 22 minutes. So good luck, TM Latif. If I can, you too can. TM Latif.
Just 1 second. I had heard somewhere that only at boarding schools, the children will get disciplined and they will prosper in future. So I handed over a letter to my father. Papa, please take this and I hope you will fulfill my request. He saw the request. It was an admission request for a boarding school. He accepted my request, and like other government employees, he put it in a file, folded my arms, and said, I will look into it. But I never went to a hostel or a boarding school. All my life, I was just thinking that that is the only reason I did not groom myself. I never had someone who can guide me or help me. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I was wrong. Not because I was just looking myself, but I was just thinking that there is no way in life I can learn by myself. Now, if I give you an example, presentation mastery. Presentation mastery is a pathway where you learn how to deliver in an extended speech. But then there is my version of presentation mastery that is more integrating the fact that what you have learned, it's better you make others learn too. When I recommend myself, when I recognize myself that I am going to speak as a keynote speaker, I was just thinking of that boy who asked himself to get an admission in a boarding school. Not because he wanted to be away from his parents, because my parents really take care of me a lot. They have pampered me so well that I had nothing to even think of my futures. But I wanted a strict life. If I tell you something, that I was very much curious about my upbringing, but I was only thinking that I never had a guidance. Why I have chosen this, that I can do it, you can do it. This title does not just keep it on one side for time being. Let alone other stuffs. Let me take you back to Middle East. Fortunately, in the audience, Toastmaster Karim was my fellow friend. And he knows my daily routine. Every day, from a stressful day of work, I used to enjoy my dinner watching one film for almost 1 year. That much free time I had. And that too, a Bollywood film, Ek Aur Ek 11. Same film every day at my dinner. Now, I would like to add one line saying, it is better to have mentors than toxic friends. But no offense to Karim, because he was my friend, but not I was focused on what I have to do. Because I never asked any of my friend or any of my colleagues or any of person available at that moment with me that what would I would like to do myself. Yes, I was motivated by films. I was motivated by seeing how they grow. But that is a hero for 3 hours who do it by himself. Why not mentors in real life? When I was calculating these all stuff, I realized that there are many things which we develop while going through these pathways. First of all, we introspect ourselves, and then we have that much of courage and growth to give and deliver the best what we can, and make sure that others who are with us grow together. I would not like to finish over here because all my life, wherever I've been, I have worked hard for my companies, but never thought if the company is going, if the managers are getting promotions, why they are not thinking about me. When I had all those stuff gathered, I realized what I have learned within these couple of years. That is, go after the thing that you really want. And go with desperately. As the theme says, if you can dream it, you can do it. And this is what made me think. I want something for myself, something for my families. That this is not the Latif which I have left it every day when he wakes up, he goes to work, everything set, enjoys his dinner with watching movie. Now he has to take care of his family. What will happen after him? This was questions with me. And this is when I got to know that, okay, whatever has happened, dead, dusted, I have to go for what I am looking for. And maybe there is ways. Let me tell you a secret. I was just passionate on going on what I like. And I am finding people day in, day out who are making me learn every day. Every day I'm getting a project, not money, a project to learn. And that is more important because I have spoiled myself for last 26 years by not grooming myself. Now, if I have to give a couple of months and then look for a second income, there is no harm in it. This takes me to a second point, which I have been telling, but I have seen people who don't accept. You have to be accountability of your own. You have to judge where you have done wrong. You have to accept your mistakes. Then only you will be equipped to learn faster. Take care of each other. This is my third point. Why I'm saying to take care of each other? Because if you are just looking and focusing on yourself, maybe you will not see who is in need or maybe who can help you. So it's just like we learn and we make others learn too. It is better if you have seen a dump side road, better to put a sign for others to know and better for them not to fall. Or make them sure whatever the obstacles are not for them, for you who have learned and for them to be escaped and skipped. My fourth point was very much important. And I love this because I heard this from a motivational speaker. He said, be the last to speak. And this highlighted me that I don't have to be silent. I don't have to be quiet. I just have to listen to everyone, analyze those situations, and be the last one to speak so that I have all the informations, what I have acquired, and then we can make result on a best outcome. Fifth, very important, practice patience. Nowadays, it's like a 2021 century, everything is like right away. I was surprised when I just ordered something and in few minutes he says, this is your rider. Are you ready? Are you available at home? I'm coming. And I was shocked. So fast service. This is what I'm saying. We are practicing that we need everything in urgency. But to get a better result, we have to plant that seed a little more. We have to give enough light, enough water so that they grow. I would like to have one more thing, which I have been learning from my old-time teachers. For body, you need oxygen or food to grow. For mind, for health, you need to practice and exercise. But for mind, you need enough knowledge acquired in so that they give you the required results what you're looking for. I had a lot of time thinking what to do. And then I realized if I can do, everyone in the audience can. This subject came to me while I was speaking to a Toastmaster, and I said, will you be able to deliver your speech? And he said, Latif, I am not like you that I can be ready with all the speeches different times. So I had a real great, good answer for him, but I kept that aside. I asked him, have you ever thought of yourself? Have you ever thought that you can also do it if you think that your upbringing, your representing of your company, of yourself is important? He still did not agree with me. But when I said, if I can do it, you can do it. I saw him in the agenda. Finally, he said, I'm busy, I cannot deliver my speech. That's a different scenario. But I had made him to come over the agenda. I'll keep trying to it. And this is what I have learned. This is what presentation mastery or other pathways are doing. It gives you the confidence to bring it and deliver it in others. This is what here I am standing for. Whatever I will learn, I'll try to give it back to the community. There are people in my house, there are people around me who need those help, who need those mentors. I am looking to make one good step in industry of filmmaking. I've been looking and dreaming this from last maybe a year or so. And I know I am still a way back. But when I look ahead of my people who are helping me, who are asking me to come after Fajr prayers and giving me those 2 hours, and then I take all those Ramadan timings, like after 8-9 hours, to study that picture is getting a little bit clear that I can do it. Friends, if I can do it, you too can. Let me share one small incident, and this is really motivating. There was a fighter in some European country, a fighter who has a good shoot at aims. Now, he wanted his right arm, but the shooting arm, to be the best arm. So he applied for national games and Olympics and everything. But while he was selected for the national games, during his practice with his military regime, a grenade was blasted in his hand and he lost his powerful shooting arm. People around us, we might have said, okay, we have lost the arm, now we cannot do anything. Let's leave everything. But what he did, he decided that I have not lost everything. I still have my left arm with me. Now he kept practicing his left arm to be his best shooting arm. He did not left or lost his dream. He wanted to make that left arm a shooting arm of him. Now the National Days event came and everybody knew that he is here to cheer the other players. When other players came to him and said, sorry, I know that you were registered and you will not be able to fight, you know what did he respond? I am not here to motivate you. I am here to give a fight, a competition to you. And you will not believe that he won that national games from his only arm, because all the other shooters were fighting or shooting with their best arms. He was fighting or shooting with his only arm. Moral of the story, he had a dream to make this the best arm, or he wanted to be the best shooter. Came Olympics, but just when the Olympic was announced, World War I started. and the Olympics were banished. After 4 years, World War II, and this also did not happen. So all his practice and ambitions of keeping it for that many years went another 8 years. Now, after the World War, another 4 years, the Olympics were announced. He fight at the nationals. He won again, qualified for Olympics. Over there, he was the oldest person and everyone others were young. Friends, he did not win Olympics first time, but he made a record of having it for the second time. Isn't it interesting? If we think that we have lost everything, then we might be losing everything. But if we still look for our dreams and look for what other options and solutions we have, as I have always said, no matter how many problems you have, you will always have one additional solution to it. Look for that additional solution, and it will help you. Friends, I would just like to summarize what I have said. I was being asked to give a keynote speech. I gathered too many things, and then I finally realized that there is a story to tell about myself. Had I think that only boarding schools were able to help me, or if I had an elder brother who would have suggested me, or my father who would have not acted as a government employee and acted as a more motivational person and helped me, I might have changed. Or I just not have to look on these and just introspect on myself and ask other people for help. There are people around us who makes our ordinary day to an extraordinary one. Why can't we get approach of them and help us and them also? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Latif. It's obvious that you are a great speaker, and today you were so motivational and the inspirational that we all are motivated. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Karim Meghani, and he is going to reflect on his pathway, and he is going to be evaluated by a Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. So over to you, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Dear KTC members, today we have a very proud moment. And the moment is that our fellow member, Toastmaster Karim Meghani, is about to complete and successfully complete his pathway. And the pathway is visionary communication. So today, Toastmaster Karim Meghani will be reflecting on his path. He'll be telling us about his learnings. And the topic of his speech is reflecting and learning with elegance. Yes, we all know he's a very elegant speaker. And today, he'll be giving us intriguing speech. The speech length is 10 to 12 minutes. I wish you good luck. And once again, congratulations on completing your pathway. Over to you, Toastmaster Karim Meghani.
Thank you, TM Ghulam Qadir. I'm audible to everyone?
Yes, absolutely.
You are.
Okay. 2020, COVID-19. This 1 year will be remembered for this particular pandemic. We all gone through this particular pandemic. When we thought about 2020, we think about misery, we think about tension, we think about we are sad. But when we were at home, sitting doing nothing on the lockdown days, one guy contacted me, who contacted me after several years. it was an opportunity for me to connect with one of the friends which work with me, who work with me or who was with me at the time when I was very young before my marriage in Saudi Arabia. And he's sitting in this setting also, TM Latif Mansoor Ali. So COVID-19 bring us together after a long time. We were connected to each other. And then we start talking to each other, I think late October, early November. And I asked TM Latif, what we are doing these days. He's a travel agent. I know that, it's very tough for travel agents in this time of the pandemic. So TM Latif told me that, yes, but I'm learning something also these days. I said, what you are learning these days? I said, I am a member of a club called Karachi Toastmasters Club. And I want you to participate in this club. I said, TM Latif, trust me, pandemic bring a lot of work for me also as a social organization, because we are in a business to help people. And there are a lot of people are suffering, and I don't have enough time for myself also these days. I said, Kareem, just join this club. Just come as a guest. Sit in a guest room and just participate with us, and you will enjoy. I will see a new version of Kareem after a few months of Toastmasters. I said, Latif, it's a big statement. Huh? You really want me to participate every Wednesday in this club? I said, yes. Okay. Early November, I participated as a guest. Participated in a table topic. President Urusa Kawal was conducting that table topic session. She gave me a song, Charlie's Whisper. I remembered my wife that day. The first Valentine with my wife, and I sang this song to her. And I just presented. And I remember, I think I win that table topic that day. That day changed my life. I suddenly feel a spark in me that came, if you can spend 2 hours, I think you can improve a lot of things in your life. One table topic remind you an incident 15 years back, and it was a lovely moment. Toastmaster of the day, my dear Toastmasters and guests. This was my journey started with Toastmasters. And I was really glad that day that I joined this club. First day, I remember my ice-breaking speech. I used a tapestry talking about my life. That, look at the tapestry. You see in the picture on the background, there is a lot of hard work. 20 years of hard work. If you remember that speech. Everybody really appreciated me. And everybody become a mentor to me. Not like a mentor as a role, but I feel like a brotherhood to each other. Everybody start supporting me. And I really feel nice about that feeling. The first day, first ice-breaking speech. I will tell you that this is just an entertainment part. I'm just entertaining myself for 2 hours, nothing else. My friend told me to join Toastmasters. This is the objective. Now the journey continue. Next ice-break speech. I remembered my first boss in my hotel. My first job day. And I did a speech on a day where I started my life, my professional career. And I talked about Mr. Harichan, who gave me my first work, that go to a kitchen and mop the floor. Because if you want to learn something, then you have to learn, you have to lead this whole hotel, then you have to learn the work of the steward. Wow. After that speech, then, things start to change. Every week when I enter to this pathways, I gone through step by step to all this projects. I start to feel like I'm in a university. I start educating myself. Start learning. And I clearly remember I called DTM Tala. I think I sent him a message. The DTM Tala, I feel like I'm joining a university now. I start learning. I start learning new things. And I clearly remember what he told me that day. He said, Karim, very few speakers talk like this. They say that, when you are learning with, professionally, when you are learning from your heart, then you will speak like this because you are reading all the material. How motivating that was from DTM Tala that day. And that was the journey. I start feeling I'm back to my education. Tell you honestly, 2001, I did my master's. Since then, I wanted an opportunity to learn something, to bring back new passion about learning new things. I know myself by heart, I am a learner. I like to learn new things. I love to see BBC and watch these channels, not about news, but learning new things. By heart, I am a learner. And Toastmaster gave me this opportunity to learn new things. I become rediscovering myself, bring back the passion in me. Karim, 20 years you finish your master's? Okay, let's go back to the books. And I'm telling you honestly, I'm not showing off. Tell you honestly, because sometimes when I wear a suit every Wednesday, my wife will come to me and say, you're going to show off today. I said, Saima, trust me, I'm not going to show off. I want to learn something. These are my brothers and sisters, and now this is like a family to me. I'm just going there to present something. I'm learning something. I'm not showing off. But this was a joke. Jokes apart, my wife and my sons, a lot of contribution to complete this pathway, because they helped me. They allowed me for these 2 hours every Wednesday to participate, and I want to thank them. All this journey, when I start learning about this visionary communication, I start to go back to my life. You remember my speeches, earlier speeches? I was giving tribute to my father. 2018, he died. And I think I clearly remember 2 or 3 speeches. I think one speech I gave to the Kanu Dubai club. And I was talking about how my father told me, how my father taught me that day that, son, I was worried about you. And then TM Imran Rana encouraged me to participate in the international speech contest in December. And I remember that days. He told me that, Karim, you have to be in level 3 to participate that. Said, that means I have to deliver 4 speeches. And I remember 2 weeks, I delivered 4 speeches. 1 in Kanu, 2 in the Karachi Toastmasters Club, and 1, I think there was another club started in Karachi. Wow, that was a marathon. It was so intriguing. I was in this international contest. But what in the international contest, I remembered my father again. And I talk about that incident, which reminds me constantly that I was with my father in Kaaba and I did Umrah. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole journey was not about only learning, developing passion, or developing public speaking. It was for me personally, I become a better person that day because I remember my parents. Then moving on, leadership styles, communication styles, visionary communication. Then I entered in my work. I talked about poverty elimination, which passionate me, which is my work here. All of these speeches in last 4 or 5 months of these pathways really push me hard to achieve something, to be part of something nice, something give me satisfaction, something gives me opportunity to reflect on something. Every week when I go and I see a project, I start going back to my life and start reflecting. And this is the learning from this Toastmasters. And this is also a very good commitment also. Look at the commitment for us. We all, almost all, we are fasting and we are sitting together to learn and listen to everyone. And that's a commitment brings from Toastmasters. And I hope that I will continue this journey and I'll try. I'll tell you honestly, in April, I registered to Madagascar, the first Madagascar club of Toastmasters. And I renew my membership with Karachi Toastmasters. Inshallah, this is another new chapter of my life. And inshallah, I will be reflecting more. And I'll be bringing back more speeches. Again, no show off. This is for my wife, not for you guys. But then I will learn something for you. Thanks for all your feedback and support. If you were not supporting to me, if my family was not supporting to me, I would be not able to enjoy this journey. I brought my passion back of learning and enjoying my life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. Indeed, your reflection was so refreshing for all of us, and give us a sense of inspiration and motivation that how you flourish throughout your journey. Now let's move towards to another dedicated Toastmaster who is a new Toastmaster, but almost like a family to all of us. A very deep, innocent, and a very dedicated Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar Khan. He is on his pathway of presentation mastery, and he is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. So over to you, Toastmaster Latif.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Today, my target speaker, T.M. Muhammad Azhar Khan, he will be embarking on his Level 3, Project 3, Presentation Mastery. Purpose statement of this project is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides to support or enhance a speech. Purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate his or her understanding of how to use presentation software, including the creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar Khan, speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Speech title, Lion, the King of Jungle. T.M. Muhammad Azhar Khan, speech title, Lion, the King of Jungle. Over to you.
Assalamu alaikum, Toastmaster and guest. I hope you are doing well. There are many speakers and they spoke very well. I'm shocked. I don't know today I can perform or not because all guys said very well and I really appreciate to every person. So I reached in level 3 suddenly. I don't know how came in level 3 because I was expecting to myself. I failed in level 1, but I don't know. But I came in level 3 and today my topic is a software presentation. I have to present to myself via software. So basically I have generated one PDF and I'll show you my screen and one by one show the slide and I will describe to my pathway. So what I did and what's my homework. So let's share I'm gonna share my screen. This one. Let me confirm I have did right. Am I right? I shared the screen. Okay. So now today my topic is lion. And sorry. So now we start. Today my topic is lion. Lion, large, powerful build cat And the lion has been one of the best known wild animal since earliest time. Everyone knows the lion is a king of the jungle. Lion is the most attractive and live variety of the habitats. He lives many things. He lives in many places. So one by one, I show you each. I gather some questions and I show the slide and I will give you an answer. I will try to my best. So how long do lion lives? According to Google, lion lives are 8 to 10 years because some human hunting and some lion fighting they killed. So basically, maximum they live only over 25 years maximum. That's it. Or normally they live 8 to 10 years. Where do lions live? It's a good question. Everyone knows he lives in a jungle, but according to research, lion likes the variety of the habitats, prefer the grassland, some kind of this visual, savanna, this kind of landscapes you can see easily to my skin. Let me confirm, Latif, my screen is visible. So,
yes, it is. It is.
Okay. Okay. And third one is dense scrub, this kind of landscapes. We are calling the jungle, but according to research, these are different type of places, and lion likes these kind of places where they want to spend their life. And fourth one is a woodlands. These are something different as compared to other jungles. Historically lived across much of the, they live the Europe, Africa, and many places. But nowadays they found South Africa and Sahara over there. What is the pride of the lions? Basically, this is a pride of a group. They live together. Without they almost spend life together with their wives, their children, because basically they attack to not isolation, they attack to with group of, basically they have the one team one goal objective. They basically spend in life one team one goal and they attacking together normally. They don't attack to isolation in isolation. What is the purpose of line means? This is a first time I research and I read some keynotes. A line have the good hair and beard and they attracted to other mates. So basically the hairs and it's showing the male line because female lines doesn't have the manes and beard and hair. So specifically male lions have the beard and hair. So I've gathered some visuals of the lions and you can see the my screen. What do lions eat? Everyone knows he eats meats, but which type of meats? I want to show you the wild beasts, some kind of jungle wolf, a jungle bull, and second is zebra, and third is antelopes and deers. This kind of uh, animals he likes and he attacks. Lying creative shots. It's a different story. Basically, I told you where they born, there how can they survive, how can they attack, they have been spending life. But I gathered some creative shot from the multiple websites. So I want to show you. This is the first thing. You can guess in your mind, and if you share, so you can open your mic and then share your ideas. It's showing the little lion kid, but behind the lion, it's showing he's showing his power because because he is back in standing his mother. So basically, you know one thing, when lion leave the jungle, they capture the 20 square meter areas. and no one they doesn't allow to anyone he came over there and spend a life. Otherwise, they will attack him. So their children and kids safe in the around 20 kilometers in area. So it's a very different things. What's it? This is a creative shot. Some lion is a scolding to their other teammates, but I think he knows we came over there. After that, he again. Basically, I'm shared some creative shots. Okay, lion has a 2 and 3 wives. It's a good luck. For the research said the lion has a 2 and 3 wives at the same times. So it's a very luckily lion. I'm not a lion, but I got the research and this right. Maybe something not 100% right because I got some internet research, but mostly people said okay, the lion have 2 and 3 wives in the same times, and they always spend time in the grass, wood, and savanna and everything. He likes it. Okay, so now I wrote some speech about the lion, who is the lion, and what he did and in their life, and but why we are calling to he's a king of the jungle. If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? He is not the biggest, because elephant is the probably one of the biggest. He can't be fastest because cheetah is the fastest. He can't be the smartest. So he's not biggest. He's not fastest, smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality, there's the only difference, lion and elephant. When lion, because lion mentality is different. His approach, his strategy, his planning is different as compared to elephant, as compared to cheetah, as compared to other wild animals. That's why we call to lion of the jungle. They have, he's a very brave and very wild animal, but he has some special type of uh, planning and strategy and other things. That's why we call to lion of the jungle. Okay, over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammed Azhar. You are, I must say, you are a very, very good speaker, and today it was a very informative speech. Now it's time for the last speech, and our last speaker is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed, and he is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Noreen Fatma. So over to you, Toastmaster Noreen Fatma.
DTM Talha is going to deliver his level 5 project, which is team building. And today he's going to deliver his second speech from the project. And time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the project is to practice the skills needed to build a cohesive team and host an event, and to share some aspects of their experience building a team and leading a team building event. Over to you, Ditam Talha.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Can someone time me, please? 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me tell you a secret today. Me and my wife are suckers for romantic comedies. In fact, if you look at our Netflix history, it's full of romantic comedies. And we also love all those dozens of Christmas movies that come out around Christmas time. Nothing entertains us more. And what happens in romantic movies? Boy meets girl, boy and girl fall in love with each other. Then there are misunderstandings and shenanigans. And after that, they reunite, realizing that they were meant for each other all along. I have a very similar relationship with the very idea of teams and team building. Not too long ago, I used to think, if you don't want to get something done, create a team for it. And too bad, life bore it out for me time and time and time and time again. Whenever I tried to work with a team, whenever I tried to lead a team, whenever I tried to work within a team, all I saw was conflicts and people finding each other's shoulders to lay blame for their own inefficiencies. And I'm talking about all aspects of life, whether it's our personal life or work life or even Toastmasters. But then something happened. Last year in January 2019, myself, our immediate past district director, DTM Samir, and DTM Zaid Kavya, our immediate past PQD, we went to a training in Vietnam. And the training's focus was all about team building. So, and a team is different from a group. You have to understand that. For example, I was with DTM Samir and I was with DTM Zaid, and we worked as one. I was perfectly comfortable being a typical Cancerian and introvert. I was comfortable within my own group. But when we were asked to build teams, we built teams with strangers. We were sat around different tables and we were asked to accomplish different tasks. At the very outset, that was one of the moments I came this close to giving up Toastmasters. I was so abhorred by the ideas of working in teams. I was petrified, I was terrified, and I knew that the failure was the only possible future. But then we started working in teams. And I began to realize one thing. It's up to us to make teams work. It's up to the team leader to make teams work. It's just like communication. If I'm communicating to you and you're not understanding a word I say, it means it's my fault and not yours, because I have not tailored my communication to your listening abilities, to your needs, to your appetites. And same goes for team leaders and teams. If I spent years complaining that teams don't work, it means there's something wrong with me. Either I'm not a team player or I don't have the necessary skills to lead teams. And slowly and gradually, that started dawning on me as I started working with teams, because at the start of the current year, as a district leader, we were implored and required to form teams. And some of you are part of those teams. And yes, initially it was difficult. But then I started to solidly believe in the adage that yes, an effective teams can go farther than any of the individuals that make up that team. But the key word is effective. So there was this intriguing project in level 5 where I had to conduct team building exercises. And I saw quite a lot of similarity between what we learned in Toastmasters training and the style of those exercises. What happens is that in a virtual setting, people are divided into breakout rooms. And those breakout rooms are teams, and they're given scripts for their training exercises. Instead of instructions, they're giving scripts. So one of the team member displays that script with all the fill in the blanks and everything, and they type whatever the input of the team was, and then they present it after they come out of breakout room. So yesterday at Storytellers Toastmasters Club, I conducted 2 team building exercises. One was centered around building of a story around a unified theme. And the second was centered around finding solution to Toastmasters related problems. specifically geographical and sector-wise club growth. What hurdles are we facing and what we can do to overcome them? And trust me, much more than myself, all the team players, they love those exercises. For one thing, and I don't mind saying his name, Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar thanked me because he told me that you provided me with much more opportunity to speak in these exercises than you normally allow me to. So everybody takes away their own flavor from team building exercises, right? For some, there are perfect speaking opportunities. For others, there are learning opportunities. But in the end, fellow Toastmasters and guests, teams do work, but not all teams work. In our corporate jobs, in our corporate setups, even if we have businesses, we have so many teams. We have teams for administration. We have teams for SOPs. We have teams for ERP implementation. We have teams to manage those teams, and then we have teams to manage those teams that are managing the teams. And how many are actually effective? Less than 1%. But let me tell you this, and that is my primary learning. If the team doesn't have a specific roadmap, a KPI, and a leader who's willing to put up with a lot, the team will fail. But if it does succeed, in the rare occasion that a team succeeds, it does manage to achieve vastly more than was ever possible by the individuals consisting of a team. So with that, I hand over the charge back to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Dada bin Ahmed, for delivering a wonderful speech. Now we are done with our second segment, and that is the prepared speech. Now it's time for our third segment, that is general evaluation, in which our general evaluator is going to evaluate with the help of speech evaluators and the reports of the role holders. But before moving forward, let me ask the timer, is everyone is qualified for the voting?
Yes, everyone is qualified for the vote.
That's great. So I would like to ask vote counter to please vote the voting ballots.
Yes, done.
While everyone is voting, I would like to hand over the charge to the general evaluator, and he is none other than Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. So over to you, Toastmaster Latif.
Good afternoon once again. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. General evaluation. I am supposed to evaluate each and every segment of the meeting, but I have a team who will evaluate each and every speaker. So let me start with first the prepared speech session of guide me please. If I have to invite the table topic evaluator first.
Yes, table topics first.
So let me invite first the table topic. We had table topic session. So table topic evaluator was TM Ghulam Kadir, please, if you can.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So we have witnessed some lovely table topics today. And thanks to the table topic master, Naveed Aslam. Naveed Aslam started off the table topic session by explaining and giving the introduction about table topics. It was pretty well explained. He explained the required time for the speaking, that is 1 to 2 minutes. And yes, one thing which he could improve on was the slideshow. That he showed us some slides, but the slideshow wasn't there, and then he had to take it off. And one thing which I noticed that none of the speaker was able to speak the word of the day. Reason being why? Because the table topic master did not convey it after calling every speaker that this is the word of the day. So the word of the day was intriguing and wasn't used a single time during the table topic session. So starting with the first speaker, Toastmaster Umar Hayat. He was supposed to be a salesman, model, selling tissue box. He could have used a prop like this, a phone, to tell as to regarding what the tissue box is all about, but very well explained. 4-ply tissue in just 100 rupees. Wow, amazingly cheap. Can I order some bulk, Mr. Umar? I should be ordering some bulk tissues from you. However, he could have added something funny so that everybody would have been interested as to what the 4-ply tissue is all about. Then we had a speaker, Toastmaster Vajat. Suppose you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the age of 10. So for the age of 10, Toastmaster Vajat had some sort of intellectual thoughts. And I was wondering that I wasn't able to relate those thoughts to a 10-year-old child. But very well related to himself regarding his own childhood, regarding his journey and his incident with his father. And one thing which he could have improved is that he would have added some childish communication into it as to what sort of a 10-year-old would think like back in time. Then we had a speaker, DTM Shahrukh, selling a cooking range on TV. Actually, after his speech, I ordered one cooking range as well. So Italian cooking range, novice cooks he talked about, and the new cuisines. And the most interesting was the 20% discount, and during the lockdown, how you can cook and how can you can avail this facility. Then we had a speaker, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. Unfortunately, there was a disconnection. I could not hear him, so could not evaluate Toastmaster Kareem during that table topic speech of him. Then we had Toastmaster Uzma Faruqi. Imagine if you could fly in a hot air balloon. She related an incident when she went with her family to Turkey, and she always wanted to fly alone. Very well spoken during that time. Credit to you. Then we had guest Tawfiq Tajuddin, year to 2025, and find something that is used in 2010. Keypad phones, I could definitely relate to it. That when we'll be entering into 2025, there I don't think so. I hardly imagine that there will be any keypad phones will be there, as a technology in last 1 or 2 years have progressed tremendously. So that's about it from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Table Topics Evaluator TM Ghulam Kader. A really wonderful feedback, and those who have the guests, especially who are here, can really benefit and encourage themselves for coming up on the next time and deliver the best product. Let's move ahead with the prepared speech session. And our first speaker was DTM Samir, and his speech was evaluated by TM Saeed Omar. So please, TM Saeed Omar, the stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. DTM's Amir delivered a speech on effective use of body language. And I would like to say at the start that someone like DTM's Amir is actually really hard to do an evaluation for, because he is almost a perfect speaker and he will do everything really well. And you will eventually feel like, well, who am I to evaluate him? So let me start with the positives of his speech. The clarity of the speech was really good. The vocal variety was really good. All of the basics were really well done. What I would really like to draw attention to is the content of the speech. It was really relevant for the topic at hand. And it was also very memorable. For example, when ATM's Amir spoke about the use of palms and using open arms and closed arms and open arms and pointing a finger, it was something that was in line with the topic. It's stuck in your mind, and it's definitely something that we can also use in the future. Other aspects of the content that were really good were, for example, giving the example of intercultural differences in the user body language, which again put in perspective the broader scope of this speech. So the content in particular was really well done and accompanied with great user body language. Because it is my job to nitpick a little, what I will say is two points. First of all, one of the points that could be made in a bit more detail is stage movement. Now, I understand that because it's a virtual medium, moving on the stage is hard. But it could be noted that effective body language also includes effective and poignant movement. The second point was, I think, giving the speech a little bit stronger conclusion. Maybe something like a sentence that sticks in the mind would have even made it an even more effective speech. But these are minor points. Overall, it was an outstanding speech, a very memorable one, and I'm sure a benefit for everyone. Thank you, DTM's Amir. It's over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, TM Omar. One thing which I liked the most was holding hands and going towards the back. It really reminded my school days. So thank you, DTM Samir, for highlighting those things also. I really loved it. Now let's move ahead. The next was a role play interview by TM Noreen, and her role play session was evaluated by DTM Samir. So please, DTM Samir, if you can share your thoughts.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. When Toastmaster Noreen first came on the screen, I saw that she was formally dressed. And that is very good because in this project, you're supposed to be dressed in the same manner as you would actually be wearing in the interview. So I like that very much. I would like to point out that this was essentially unprepared. She had basically prepared her mind that, okay, I have to be in the interview. But Toastmaster Latif did not role play this particular, all the questions. So, you know, the audience has to bear that in mind. I felt that she answered all the questions. Toastmaster Noreen answered all the questions very well. One of the things I would very much have liked is if she had maybe elaborated a few things. Like she said that, well, I have published papers in journals and I've published papers in newspapers. It would have been nice if she would have said, well, including papers like Daily Dawn or something. Then it would have a big impact because it means that you've published papers in very big name newspapers. Your hand gestures were fine, but they were a bit low, and you were going back and forth like so. I felt that it would have added a little more strength to your replies if you had steepled a few times, maybe calmly, like so. I think so. As I said, it's just my opinion. Also, I felt, again, my imagination maybe, that you were a little bit tense because even the interviewer asked that, are you stressed during the interview? I think that it would have been much nicer and I think much more effective if you had smiled a few times in the interview to show that, no, I'm relaxed, I'm stressed. And when you smile, the other person, naturally smiles back at you. So even the interviewer would be more relaxed. And also, perhaps again, as I said, it's a virtual thing. I think he was slightly hunched. So it would be, I think, even more impactful if you maybe sat up a little bit straight and smiled. In fact, I must confess, the only time I saw you really smile was when you were turning your video off once the interview was over. And you have a very nice, very nice, genuine smile. So when you're giving an interview, try to smile a little bit more. I also felt perhaps that your voice could have slightly more inflection. You spoke about your hobbies. I love to travel, but it was just a straight, I love to travel. Perhaps it could have been, well, I really love to travel. So a little bit of inflection would have, I think, added a little bit more impact in the interview process. But on the whole, as I said, these are quibbling, small points. The fact is that you were able to answer all the questions very well. You didn't know what was coming at you, but you had mentally prepared yourself. So it was a very good project. And Toastmaster Noreen, well done. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Samir. If you were the interviewer, maybe you would have already nominated her for the position. Okay, let's move ahead. The next speaker was myself, and my speech was evaluated by my friend, TM Karim. Please, over to you.
When you are a keynote speaker, the audience, everybody is looking for that person to inspire. And we are looking at him as that we are expecting many things from this guy because he is the keynote speaker, because he is the central point of that particular speech or that particular event. Toastmaster of the day and the dear Toastmasters, when I was doing evaluating TM Latif's speech, I was looking at all of these things. Is this guy is inspiring me? Is this guy is looking at me in my eyes and changing me and giving me a message? Honestly, I was really inspired. The moment he started with his dad example, I think when he talked about it, about a boarding school, I thought I was just in a middle. I said, it sounds little negative that, talking about dad, that, he didn't allow you to the boarding school as a government employee, but he connected it. He really connected it with his content. And that was we were expecting in this speech. As a keynote speaker, we want him to be professional. He need to communicate a message. He talk about 5 different steps that how we can look at the things, how we can be a mentors, how we can help people, how we can look at the things in a different way. The amount of support which he didn't get it, we will give to him. And I think he connected Toastmasters also together. I think the most important part was that his presentation. When I see his speech, his presentation was wonderful. His screen presence, the way I really get inspired with people when they are really well prepared. They're having this ties and this whole kind of gesture. And you're a keynote speaker, and we wanted to see you in this way. Things to improve. I think the summary can be a little better. I think summary. I was expecting that you will summarize all the 5 points again. Another important thing, I think that, when you're doing a presentation of someone's ideas, I think you were saying that these 5 things you learned from someone, I wanted to know that who gave this particular content. And I think these are some of the points which I felt, but overall, wonderful screen presence, wonderful speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, TM Karim. One more thing which I really want to add. You never tell me how to excel. You always say I am good. Okay, now let's move ahead. The next speaker was TM Azhar, and I was his evaluator. So let me just prepare myself for this. Okay. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my target speaker, TM Muhammad Azhar Khan. His speech title was Lion, the King of Jungle. When I heard about this topic, I really felt that today I'm going to be seeing Azhar roaring the stage. Because yes, as a speaker, which I know him, he is eligible for that. But then for sure, yes, it's a presentation and then a research. So a good topic to research about, and really bravo to you, because not everyone takes that that difficult time and easiness to deliver a presentation in the first level 3, as you said. Now, these were the things which I really wanted to add more, but first I will let you know where you did well. You really excelled the way you started your speech. You started your speech with a gratitude to each and every member, which is really harmony, which is very easy, which is very soothing to feel and to be available for people who are available for you. So it's a really nice idea. But then moreover into it, the slides, the energy of the slide and the energy was not easily matching to it. You were feeling yourself a little bit nervous while sliding up the change and all, but the structure, the points, what you have selected, the research, what you have made it, it was easy for us to explain. Though there are many ways you could have expressed a lion. What I like most, and if I go with the evaluation of the project, the topic should lend itself to well using the presentation software. Now, I felt, being you seeing in a marketing field, I would have been seeing you a little more of the PowerPoint or the other sources of slide. This PDF format takes the 25% of the surrounding screens. So whatever the lion's image, even it's a roaring, it distracts us. So I feel you could have add a lot of energy to this lion thing. Now, there was a point where you said the lion take care of its family, and wherever they land, they make sure that it has a distance around them so that the family is saved. How about if you would have just related with each and every one as a lion and the family, of like how we do protect, how our parents have protected us. Moreover, there is a passion. When you said on a speech, when you have delivered a speech, I saw you somewhere, your camera was, you were not looking it on the camera. You were looking it towards the downside. I understand you were addressing to the audience, you had the angles and everything, but if you wanted to talk about a lion's attitude, I really wanted to see a lion in you also. So there are many ways to improve, but this was for the improvement of the presentation actually. As a speaker, you are a very well armed speaker. And over to you, General Evaluator. The last speaker was DTM Talha, and his speech was evaluated by TM Nori. TM Nori, please.
I think you've missed the evaluation part of the Toastmaster Kareem Meghani.
How dare you?
Because TM Ghulam, you did not deliver your project, no? That's why. I'm sorry. Just I apologize. Okay. The next, the speaker was TM Kareem, and his speech was evaluated by TM Ghulam Kadir. Please, if you can give his feedback.
Fellow Toastmasters, what an intriguing, interesting, motivating speech we have witnessed today from Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. First of all, I would like to congratulate you, Toastmaster Kareem, for completing the pathway, and that also in a record time. And that is 6 to 7 months, and that every Toastmaster present in this meeting have noticed. That's a wonderful achievement, and I really would like to congratulate for you. And may I please request everyone to switch on your cameras, and let's give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Kareem Meghani for this achievement. Toastmaster Kareem, you truly deserve this. Truly deserve this. We have witnessed a great transformation from you, from when you have delivered your ice-breaking speech, and then today, while you were delivering your pathway reflection speech. So there was a complete transformation, and we, all the Toastmasters, have seen that transformation. Today, you started off your speech by giving an introduction as to how in 2020 pandemic, you call your best friend or a past friend, Toastmaster Latif, and then you conveyed us the story as to how you joined the Toastmaster and what was the journey and what was and how you carry on with your Toastmaster journey. So one thing, instead of evaluating your speech today, I would like to tell everyone that what I have learned from Toastmaster Kareem Meghani during these 6 to 7 months. So what I've learned from Kareem is that always be well dressed. Always be well dressed while you are delivering a project, which we Toastmasters usually ignore. Always come very well prepared. You do not fumble. You keep your speeches by heart. You learn your speeches by heart. You are thorough in delivering your speech. You practice a lot. We know that when you're delivering your projects. You are very consistent. You were very consistent in this 6 to 7 months. Last thing which I have learned from you as well is that you have shown excellent use of technology, that you keep your laptop and then you also use your camera. I'm not sure which camera is that. It's a phone camera or what camera, but you use your camera, which is separate. It's apart from separate. And then from that, we're able to see your complete body and your complete body gestures. You always learn from your heart. Yes, you have explained in your speech as well. You have always shown gratitude towards your family and all the Toastmasters who have contributed towards your learning. So I must say, and I must congratulate you for this big achievement. It's a very big achievement. You're on the way to become a DTM. Wish you best of luck. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Ghulam Qadir. Not only you, we also have learned a lot from him. And yes, this is really a great addition towards KTC. Now, may I invite TM Noreen, please, to evaluate DTM Talha's speech.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, today I will be evaluating a very seasoned Toastmaster, the distinguished Toastmaster, our PQD. But it's really difficult for me to actually evaluate such an amazing and seasoned Toastmaster. Well, it was a well-organized speech. It had a proper opening in which he shared his personal story about romantic comedy seasons on Netflix, which was followed by perceptions of different people about team building. And then he shared his personal story of his training in Vietnam. And you also mentioned a team building activity that he had done yesterday. And last but not least, a strong conclusion that how we can improve our team building activities so that we can achieve our desired outcome. You were clearly audible and visible. You placed yourself on right position in front of camera so that it was easier for me to observe your effective body language. And you maintain eye contact to gauge audience attention and response. And especially vocabulary that was used in today's speech was very well inclined with the speech objectives. However, we all know there is always room for improvement. In today, we all know that when we are using stories, we need to have, we must have facial expressions and vocal variety, which must incline with the content, the message we are sharing. However, in today's speech, I observe that a smiling face throughout the speech, and I found him a little bit monotonous. While sharing his story about his training in Vietnam, he could show some nervousness. And when I was going to Vietnam, I was worried and I was horrified that how I will work with my team, or would I be able to adjust myself. So these were the expressions he could share so that we could feel the horror inside to DTM Talha. And the second areas of improvement, I was expecting some more conflict resolution stories, that the activity you had done yesterday, because it was the purpose of the speech was to organize an event and share some of the challenges you face and how you tackle them. So it would be great if you could share some of the conflict resolution stories that would came your way, so that we could listen to them and we could learn from those stories. Overall, it was a great speech, a well-organized speech, great vocabulary with a little bit improvement on, I think, vocal variety and facial expressions. It was a great speech, and I wish him great luck for his future projects. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Noreen. Now I have a small request from TM Omar Hayat that he would like to deliver his role report by before 3. So please, TM Omar Hayat, you were the grammarian and the word master. Please, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for accommodating my request. I will first start with my report as a grammarian. First, I'd like to say that the standard of grammar in this entire session was generally really good. There are 3 major mistakes I saw, which I'd like to highlight. The first is sentence construction, and this is a subtle grammatical issue, but it's an important one that makes a big impact on the effect of your words. So, for example, a lot of people say, today my topic is. Now, a better sentence could be, the topic of my speech today is. And it just has a better impact because it's a more formal and a more structured way of saying the same thing. The second mistake I'd like to highlight is to use the past tense properly. You don't use a double negative. For example, you can't say, I can't not do something. You should say, well, I could not do something. So a negative is only used well once in the sentence, and you need to pay special attention if it's in the past. And the third is, be really careful of use of articles like the and a. So he was skilled speaker. No, so you should say he was a skilled speaker. And that, although you understand its meaning, it sounds a bit more refined and it's more grammatically proper if you use the articles well. So that was my report as the grammarian. Now I'll present my report as the word master. The word of the day was intriguing, and it meant fascinating or something arousing interest. It was intriguing to me that the word sadly was not used as frequently as I would have hoped. So it was used by Toastmaster Uzma Faruqi. It was used by me. It was used by Toastmaster Latif, and it was used by Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir twice. I apologize if I missed anyone, but that was my report for the word of the day. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for the detailed report, TM Umar. It was really used by many, and though still you are disappointed. When I'm the word master, nobody used the word actually. So if considered that way, you were the best. Now let's have the timer report for the evaluation evaluators, please. If everyone is qualified, please advise.
Well, I wonder why have the timer at all when everyone is qualified. It's no fun because I'm also the vote counter. I don't get to vote, so at least I can cut people off. But sadly, everyone is qualified. So, so I'm launching the poll right now.
Thank you, DTM Talam, for doing multitasking every time.
You can go ahead, Toastmaster Latif. Meanwhile,
yes.
People vote.
Let me invite Mohammed Talha. He was the counter for today, and please, Mohammed Talha, if you can give me your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator TM Mansoor Ali. So the R counter, I was the R counter for today's table topic sessions and then prepared speeches. So I've noticed that in the table topic master session, TM Naveed Aslam used for 11 times, then Wajahat 10 times, DTM Shahrukh 2 times, Kareem Meghani 3 times, Uzma Faruqi 8 times, Tawfiq Tajuddin 12 times. And then on the evaluation part, Postmaster of the Day, Ali Asharanjum also used like 3 times, TM Hiba Rais for 8 times. And then in the prepared speeches session, the speakers like Noreen Fatma used for 4 times, Kareem Meghani 1 time, TM Azhar 7 times, and then the evaluators of the prepared speeches like Umar Hayat used it 9 times, Kareem Meghani 7 times. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed Talha, TM Mohammed Talha. Just before I move ahead, Mohammed Talha, I remember your first speech, and then I don't know where did you vanish. So please come over. You motivated us actually for that speech. So please, would love to see you next time. Giving and delivering speech.
Yeah, he's back. He's back for good now.
He's back for good. That's very nice, sir. Now let me invite who else we have. What master, our counter. Okay, grammarian done. Listener, please, Hiba, TM Hiba, if you can challenge our skills.
Fellow Toastmasters, as I mentioned, I'll speak the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker. So the first sentence is I've always been intrigued by a hot air balloon.
Toastmaster Uzma Faruqi.
Yes. Okay. It is better to have mentors than to have toxic friends.
Toastmaster Latif.
Latif.
Yes. Biggest muscle in your body?
Samir. DTM Samir.
Yes. Yes. However, to avoid this chaotic situation, However, to avoid this chaotic situation.
DTM Talha?
No.
Kareem.
Azhar. Mohammed.
Toastmaster Kareem. Toastmaster Kareem.
Kareem. Savannah landscape.
Toastmaster
Azhar.
Yes. By heart, I'm a learner.
Kareem.
Toastmaster Kareem.
Yes. You have to be accountable of your own.
Toastmaster DTM Tala.
No. You have to be accountable of your own.
The future DTM.
Who's that?
Oh my God, such a big clue is there. And no one's figuring it out. No.
I don't know what you do, like your voice causes memory malfunction in all Toastmasters.
Toastmaster Javed Bhatti in the last meeting.
Very funny. The speaker spoke it himself. He said he was like this. And no one recognized it.
Who was that again?
I was saying the speaker spoke that he's the future DTM. He gave such a big hint to everyone. And then his hands were like this in front of the camera. So, and maybe no one guessed it. Everyone had a question mark on their head. Okay, yes, TM Latif. Me and my wife are suckered for romantic comedy movie. Yes. Female lions do not have male.
Muhammad Azhar Khan.
Yes. They do not attack in isolation.
Muhammad Azhar Khan.
Yes. And you do not fumble. You do not fumble.
Ghulam Qadir. Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Yes, very nice. Very good. I was just in the middle.
Toastmaster Latif, was it?
No, TM Kareem. You started your speech with your gratitude.
TM Latif.
Yes.
TM Ghulam Qadir.
No, Latif. You are a well-armed speaker.
TM Latif.
Toastmaster Latif.
Yes. And then I have learned to deal with stress in 3 situations.
TM Noreen?
Yes. If you want the audience to listen to you, use the palm gesture.
DTM Samir.
Yes.
Samir.
Yes. Please uncross your arms.
DTM Samir.
Yes.
DTM Samir.
Yes. And the trainer, being the trainer, he had a very expensive gesture.
DTM Samir.
Okay. And I hope you place your order soon.
That
Shahrukh.
was this
Yes.
Shahrukh.
Okay. Whatever the adversity.
Wajahat.
Yes. Some people are so stingy. Okay, this is tough. No one will be able to guess it. Someone spoke it. He's there in
The answer
list.
is I don't know.
PM Umar Hayat. Okay. Rule of thumb.
DTM Talha.
Yes, very intriguing is something which is interesting.
Sayyid Umar.
Umar Hayat. Toastmaster Umar Hayat.
Yes, and Pakistan is on its toes. Pakistan is on its toes.
Yeah.
This person away.
Yes. Sorry, I laughed so badly. I am so sorry for my. Okay, the last one. I see the ignorance phase also. I see the
Latif?
ignorance phase also.
Latif?
No. PM Kareem, just to save time. Last one. I am watching a zombie movie.
PM Kareem.
DM Kareem.
Yes. Thank you. I'm done.
Now, thank you very much, TM Hiba. You always are available, ready, energetic, engaging, whatever the words I can gather right in few seconds, I'm telling about you. Thank you for always being there. Now it's my time to give a report. First thing first. Meeting should start with Sergeant at Arms. And today that meeting was not started with Sergeant at Arms. And one thing which I always wanted to say, but I never want, it's just like a wish list and we haven't practiced it ever. A club mission should always be repeated because sometimes the guests and all, they should be encouraged with what is our mission. They should be knowing about it. So this was one thing, but the best thing which I liked was we started short. As what DTM Tala said, good noon. So that exact 12 second which we where the noon was, we started there. Thanks to each and everyone who were able to join and come on time and encourage us, because most of the time when we are on time and we see others not coming up on time, that really hurts. And this culture should change. We should respect time of others. Similarly, while talking to time, I really would like to congratulate DTM Talha or the VPR Saad, who has created this flyer dreams. Sometimes you are really catching on words, but this flyer catched everything. It influenced so much that it made me colorful to have this meeting enjoyable and a learning experience. So it's starting from that flyer, the agenda, and then as the meeting started, everything was too good. One of the role player did not show up, the joke master, but we always have TM Hiba Rais Khan, and I'm saying it with gratitude that you are really a very humble person that you accept every time. Evaluations. I really feel that we are not having evaluation the sandwich approach. I myself also went today a little harsh on TM Azhar. I'm very sorry. But I really would love to see the criticism, sorry, not criticism, where you can challenge yourself and where you can, where you can try to bring something better. These were missing lines. Yes, we were acknowledging the speakers who have been really good at it, and yes, we all learned with our speeches. But then, whatever you are here for evaluating, you are evaluating a speaker who is going to challenge in front of his club, then following towards the division, then the district. So it has a lot of stages, and then we have to bring that value of the objectives of the project, what the speaker is doing. So please, next time, all the speakers, all the evaluators, please be ready. Speakers, be ready to accept all the evaluations, and evaluators, please do give, I should say, a thorough feedback on the speeches. Yes, we all are good speakers by now, but yes, there are a lot to learn more. Finally, I really loved the table topic session. It was really engaging, and I loved each and every guest was invited. Respected was there to for all the speakers kudos to everyone. I have learned a lot too on this meeting. Just we have to add few things. As we started today on time, let's have a addition to a club mission, which is very important. And we always rock. We are number 2. We'll be number 1. And thank you very much. Over to you, table topic master. Oh, sorry, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Latif.
I was about to take over.
So thank you so much. And indeed, this was one of the best meetings that I have experienced, and the theme was great. It prepared speakers were well prepared, as starting with distinguished Toastmaster Samir here and with DTM Tala. It was a great journey. Then table topic session, commendable, amazing, and then the evaluation, precise, cogent, and always a learning experience for all of us. So without further ado, now I like to request vote counter to please float the voting ballots for the big four. And with that, I'm going to hand over the charge to the presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Tala bin Hamid.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali Ranjan. And while you vote, sincere gratitude to all of you. Today's meeting was memorable, not only in terms of content, but how it was managed behind the scenes by Toastmaster Ali, Toastmaster Sajid, and see, because only the hosts know what's going on behind the scenes. So it was exceptionally smooth. And yes, I know it's 3:17 p.m., but that was also because we had an additional segment of introduction about the election process. Excellent session by Toastmaster Hinali. I believe you answered all possible questions that one might have. And thank you once again for shouldering this responsibility on behalf of Karachi Toastmasters Club. So before announcing the results, I'll just ask for quick remarks from our guests today. Tawfiq Tajuddin, would you like to share your comments with us about the meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for allowing me to join this club meeting. I was very thrilled, and I actually very enjoyed a lot like-mindedness here, and the way the people, the speakers have prepared themselves was very intriguing as well. So I have used the word intriguing. So, I hope I can continue based on the time I have and
during the entire 3 hours, this had to happen right now. I noticed Toastmaster Tawfiq was constantly there. But Toastmaster Tawfiq, can you hear me?
I hope archaeologists in 25 find out that we had so much technological issues.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Toastmaster Tawfiq. Okay. Thank you so much. And yes, you already show signs of being a great speaker, especially using a word of the day. I think this is the first time a guest has used word of the day in their remarks. So congratulations on another record. And we would love to see you as our member, because we would love to hear more of you. So thank you so much. With that, let's move on to the results. The first result is for best speaker, and it was a hard-fought category. Actually, no, it wasn't a hard-fought category. Today, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani conquered the hearts of even his fellow speakers. So congratulations, Toastmaster Kareem. Your speech literally gave me the chills. I speak for everyone, I believe. Then we had best table topics, and today again, after this was hard fought, but Toastmaster or distinguished Toastmaster Shahrukh Shahnawaz walks away with the prize. So congratulations. Best evaluator goes to Again, a lot of ups and downs, and in the middle, polling machines also broke down. But after they resumed, we discovered that Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir has won by 1 vote. So congratulations. Rings a bell? Okay. And finally, best big four goes to Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Congratulations, our journal evaluator. And now for the Critics' Choice Awards. Just a second. So yeah, first of all, the Critics' Choice for Best Facilitator goes to a member who returned after a long time and he performed exceptionally today, Toastmaster Mohammad Talha. So congratulations, Mr. R. Counter, you did exceptionally well today. As for the Prepared Speeches Critics' Choice Award, the critics has determined the top 3 positions. The 3rd place goes to Toastmaster, just a second. Yeah, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. The 2nd place goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Samir, and 1st place goes to Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. So congratulations on scoring on that front. And I would also like to announce that this was as usual, we tried to make it an ordinary meeting, but it was not. Something extraordinary happened even today. And what was that? Today was the day when we will add 6 certifications to our total in one day. And that is a record. So pathway completion for Toastmaster Kareem Meghani, level completion for Toastmaster Azhar, Toastmaster Latif, and our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ali, and myself. And we have also Toastmaster Noreen Fatma completing. Yeah, you are all. Yeah. I was about to mention you. You are also completing a level today. So we have 5 level completions and 1 pathway completion. And what more can I say? I mean, we had more than 3 hours meeting, and all of you have been there without a break. So sincere gratitude to all of you. And right now, or maybe shortly after the meeting, is the right time to book a slot for the next meeting. So with that, I take leave and thank once again to all of you.